installing the required packages. Hello and welcome back to the lectures. Before we can start our actual development work on embedded Linux, we need to install some packages. By packages I mean software packages. So these software packages contains important libraries and tools. And before we begin installation of these packages, we need to understand how we install new software under Linux. And this is significantly different from Windows or Mac OS. Under Windows, we generally go to the website of the tool that we need, and from there we download a installer package, which is an executable file. We just run that executable file and install the associated software in our machine. But things are different in open source and Linux environment. Here we have repositories. So our Ubuntu operating system, it has repository. So these repositories already contains lots of open source, free and open source software packages in form of packages. So what they're telling here, what is a repository? There are literally thousands of Ubuntu programs available to meet the needs of Ubuntu users. Many of these programs are stored in free software archives, commonly referred to as repositories. So generally these repositories are hosted on web and they are accessible from anywhere when we use internet connection. So it is very straightforward and easy to download from repository. So under Ubuntu or any other Linux environment, we don't have to go to the website of the software or the tool that we need, and from there we do not download that tool. Rather, we rely on the repositories. And to install new software packages, we use a tool called apt. And this apt or apt it stands for Advanced Package Tool. It is a free software user interface that works with the core libraries to handle installation and removal of software on Debian or Debian based Linux distribution. So here our Ubuntu OS is a Debian based Linux distribution. That is why we can easily use this tool, that is apt. And this is the command line tool. So to run apt we need a command line. Here we have our terminal. Since we need this terminal every now and then, we should better add it to favorites so that it is available here. So go here, right click here, add to favorite, and it will jump here. And from now onwards we can just launch it from here like this. So before we install any new package, it is highly recommended that we refresh our local database of packages from the online repositories. So this is done using the command apt update. So what this command will do, it will connect to the online repository and it will update the local database. This apt package manager, it maintains a local database of all the packages that are present in the repositories, and it is present locally in our system, in our hard drive, local hard drive. That is why it is recommended to update our database, local database, from the online repository before we begin a package. So this will make our database latest to the repository. But one point to note here is that no software is downloaded during this phase, only the database of packages is upgraded. But here we have to note one more point, that this apt command, it must be run from a super user privilege. That is why we have to use the command sudo before this, like this, sudo or super user do. Otherwise we will not have enough privilege to modify our system. So let us try this, and it will prompt for your current password, that is the password of your currently logged in user, and in my case it is Avinash, that is me. So it's working, downloading. Here we go. Great. Now with everything ready, let us install our very first tool or package, and this one will be Git. So here in the documentation we can see that Git is required. They are installing it, Git. So what is Git? Hope you know what is Git, because we are not going to teach you Git in this course, because this course is about embedded Linux and not about Git, because explaining Git will take an entire course of its own. So let us just introduce this tool. So currently Git is the most popular free and open source version control system, and we will be using Git for everything. And the official SDK is also distributed through Git. That is why we need Git. And many of the open source packages also use Git as its version control system, so it is very easy to use Git to get those softwares and libraries. So let us go to our virtual box and check whether Git is installed or not. So type the command git dash dash version like this. So command git not found, that means by default Ubuntu does not have Git, because it does not know that you are using this Ubuntu for embedded system development or any kind of development. It is bare bone Linux. So when we need to install Git under Windows, what we did, we have to go to this website, that is gitscm.com, and from there we have to download this thing. We have to find the download button. From there we have to choose our OS, and from there we can download an installer. So we have some setups here, Windows. So it will download an executable file, you can see .exe, and it will be a standard installer. So after installation we can run this executable, and it will show us the familiar this thing installer, and we have to keep on clicking next and next, and this will install. So this is the normal workflow under Windows to install a new package or software, but under Linux we will see the difference. We have to use the command sudo first, that after that apt-get, then install. So we are using this tool, that is apt-get, and we are passing this parameter, that is install, and then the name of the package. Here we type git. So in this way we install new software under Linux. We use the command apt-get, pass it the parameter install, and then the name of the package we wish to install, and then we simply hit enter. It is downloading the packages, and it did not ask for the password because for this session it has stored the password once I have installed during the apt update, and now we can go without typing the password again and again. So you have to enter something like this. So what it is telling, after this operation, that means after the installation of Git, 21 MB of additional disk space will be used. Do you want to continue? We will type Y and hit enter, and it will install it from the repository, and then it will install it. Let us wait for some time. Finally it will process the triggers, and then it will return to the command prompt like this. Now we can test whether Git is installed or not. So we can again issue this command, that is git dash dash version, and hit enter, and this time you see Git version 2.34. Great, now we have simply installed Git in our system. Now we can run any of the Git commands like git clone. So basically this demonstrated how different it is from Windows. In the same way we have to install several different packages, and all of these are mentioned here in the list. Setting of the compilation environment. So here they have mentioned all the tools, all the packages that are required to build the Linux image from the source code, and also to make various application codes you will need all these tools, and installing these one by one will take a lot of time. That is why what they have done, they have called the apt-get command, and in the package parameter they have made a list of all the packages that are required, and this list is bit long, you can see here. So all these packages, all these tools need to be installed on your Ubuntu operating system. Then only we can begin our development. Then only we can compile Linux from the source code and build an image that we can actually boot in our hardware board, that is Luckfox Ultra W. And what they are doing here, they are also specifying this flag or this option, that is -y. So what this will do, so whenever this app will ask anything from the user, that means whether they want to continue or not, any question that can be answered in yes or no form, then in that case this will be a silent install. It will not prompt the user and it will always default to yes due to this Y option or this Y flag. Okay, so what you need to do, you just need to copy this entire line and paste it in your terminal like this. Copy the entire line and paste it in your terminal, but you have to copy from the native operating system, that means from this VirtualBox operating system. Currently I was copying from my Windows environment and it will not directly paste there, so better open Firefox or any other web browser here and from there navigate to Luckfox wiki page. We have Luckfox and from there go to the wiki section. Luckfox Pico, Luckfox RV 1106 Ultra W, and then SDK deployment, and from there copy this entire line like this, like this, and copy it from here and go to your terminal and clear the terminal. For clearing the terminal we use command clear like this. It will clear up the entire terminal screen. And let me show you one useful technique here. So this terminal maintains the list of history of all the commands that you have executed, and you can go through them using the up and down arrow keys on your keyboard. So if you hit the up arrow key, you can go to the previous command that you have executed, and we have executed clear, and before that we have executed get version. Like this, you can browse through the command. So in this way you don't have to type the command again and again. You can browse your history. For example, previously I have executed this command, that is git dash dash version, to check whether git was installed or not, and at that time git was not installed. So again, after installing git, I have to issue the same command. So instead of typing the command once again, I have used the arrow key to go to this command and hit enter once again. So this way it will speed up your development. So before installing the packages, let us check our disk space. So go to this and other location. So here you can see your computer and this is the status. So here we can see that we have a total of 104.6 gigabyte, and out of which 86 GB are available. So please note it down somewhere, like a notepad, like storage available before installation. We have 86.6 GBs. We have 86.6 GBs, and after that and after that and after that begin the installation of all the packages by pasting the command here. What happened? Let us copy it once again. Get rid of this command. We have already executed this one. We only need this one. Copy it, paste it, and hit enter. And before hitting the enter key so that all these packages could be installed, I would like to give you a small suggestion. And my suggestion is that if you wish to become master or expert at a subject, you should learn things deeply. So my suggestion here is that you just don't install all these packages. You also try to understand what is the function of those packages. So for that you can just copy them from here and then search in Google, and this will make you clear that what is the function of those packages, what they are doing exactly. and this will enhance your knowledge, and in the future if you ran into some problem, you will be able to tell exact cause of that problem, and you will be able to fix it, you will be able to find alternatives. That is the advantage. Many of the tools listed here like Git, SSH, Make, GCC Multilib, these are very well known tools, and most of the Linux expert already know what they do. But some of the tools could be new to you and you don't have any idea what they do. So in that case, you can Google search about them to know more about them. And here I can only give you about the introduction of these tools, because some of these tools like CMake and Gate, everything, so they are so big and so complex that they need the course on their own. So they are, it is not very easy to summarize about these tools. So you have to learn about those tools from some other sources or other dedicated courses. But don't worry about that initially. We will not be going to need a deep knowledge about those tools to just build our image from source code. So let me show you what I have done. I have made a list of all the tools that we need to install before proceeding, and I have added small notes to them in this table that what they are doing. For example, this is the package JQ. So JQ is a lightweight and powerful command line tool designed specifically for working with JSON data in Linux environment. So these give me a clue what this tool is doing, like scons. Think of scons as an improved cross-platform substitute for the classic Make. So I can be sure that this scon is performing some task which we used to do from Make. So in this way I have made the entire list. I have studied about all those tools and I have gone through their official documentation, their official web pages, and I recommend you to do the same. So now let us go back to our terminal and hit enter here. I will also record the time it takes to install all of these packages. 1, 2, 3, go. Enter the password, hit enter. So installation has started and it is about 6 p.m. Let us see when it finishes. So let me pause the recording here so that it does not become boring. I will start the screen recording once again when I have finished installing all these packages. I have resumed the video for a while so that I can show you how much load is there on my machine. So on my Windows environment, I will press Ctrl Shift and Escape. It will bring up this dialog, this window, and I will go to the performance section. I will see here that it is taking about 11 GBs of my RAM and something around 60 to 70% CPU time. Oh, it has completed installing everything, so it didn't took long. So it is only 6-8. So under 2 minutes we have installed all the packages. That's great. So now when our installation is complete, let us go back to this file manager once again and see the status of our hard drive, how much disk space is left. So before installation it was 86.6 GBs and now it is 86.0 GBs. So about it took about 600 megabyte or 0.6 gigabytes to install all these packages. So that is not too much. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. And in the next video we will go to step 2, that is obtain the latest SDK. So see you there.